in a very comfortable space with free time for yourself. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Feel very comfortable. And take a nice, deep breath in. Just be where you are. And notice the breath moving in and out of your body. Let everything melt away. Bring your attention down inside yourself. Feel your breath in your inner body. Now in your mind's eye, that's right above the middle of your eyebrows, imagine yourself exactly where you are right now. See yourself in your mind's eye. Now imagine a beam of light from your head up into the sky. If you're sitting, that beam of light is going out the top of your head. If you're laying down, that beam of light is going out your mind's eye on your forehead, from the inner part of your forehead. Now give that beam of light a color, any color you wish, and see it emanating out, up into the sky. Now you are going to imagine that you are traveling up that beam of light. You might have a visual, or it might just be a feeling. Don't worry about what comes for you. Whatever comes is perfect. So now you're moving up that beam of light in your mind's eye. You're sending your attention up, out through the roof of the building that you're in. And you keep moving up and up. Further up, where you see the trees and the surrounding area, or whatever area you're in, whatever's there, you see that from above, like a bird's eye view. And you keep moving further and further out. Further and further out as you're moving further out into space. You see that all the surrounding geography. You keep moving further and further out. And then you see the edge of the planet as you move further and further out. And then you see the whole planet as it gets smaller and smaller as you're moving further and further out into space, until it's far, far away and you're out into space, floating, looking back at the planet far, far away like a quarter in the sky. Now just notice how you feel. Just take note in your mind about how it feels to be out there in space, far, far away from the planet. Take a deep breath and just be out there, floating, experiencing yourself out in space, far, far away from the planet. Now, with your mind's eye, I want you to imagine a different planet, far off in a different direction, about the size of a quarter, way, way out there. And then I want you to imagine another beam of light with a different color, going out to that other planet, far, far out in space. And now you're going to begin to move down that second beam of light to that other planet. And you're moving, and the planet is beginning to get bigger as it moves towards you. And it's getting bigger and bigger. And you're moving closer and closer to that planet until you get so close that you begin to see the line of the horizon. And then you're getting closer and closer, and you begin to move down, beginning to see the geography on the planet to the place you're moving down to. And I want you to decide what it is you're seeing as you're moving down to that space on the planet. Now, this planet is a planet 10 years in the future. It's you, it's Earth, 10 years in the future, after you have made all the right choices and all the right decisions and taken all the right actions in your life to take yourself to exactly where you want to be, to have the life that's exactly the way you love it. So that's what you're moving towards right now on this planet, 10 years in the future. So notice the geography. Notice if you see any trees, or if it's at an ocean, or a city, or a lake, or a river, or a mountain. Wherever that geography would be, that is the wonderful place that you have made for yourself by taking all the right actions and making all the right choices and decisions to have the perfect life that you could possibly imagine. Now move yourself down and see the geography that you see, whatever that is. Keep going closer and closer until you land down on the planet. Now look around and see what you see. Notice what's there. Anything you see, anything you hear. Maybe there's birds or cars or people. Notice what's around you in that perfect place that you imagine. And then a little off in the distance, you see some type of a structure. This is going to be your home, the place that you created 10 years in the future. Start moving towards that place. Start walking towards it. Notice what it looks like. What kind of a structure is it? Is it a modern structure? Is it a cabin? Is it a townhouse? Is it a mansion? Is it on a hill? Is it near the beach? Is it in the city? Is it on a skyscraper? Where is this structure? Move towards it. And as you come closer to it, you notice everything about it. Notice the looks of it. Or maybe it's just a feeling you have that you know you're in the right place, that you created this space just for you. Now you're going to walk up to the door and you're going to either knock on the door or ring the doorbell, but you're going to attract someone who's inside that building. And when they open the door, you notice that someone is you 10 years in the future, after you've made all the right choices and taken all the right actions and brought yourself to exactly where you want to be. And you open the door. You 10 years in the future opens the door, and you notice the look on your face. And you notice the energy in your face. And the you 10 years in the future greets you. What is that greeting like? How is you 10 years in the future feeling and acting and welcoming you? What is the energetic feeling of you 10 years in the future after you've created exactly the life you wanted? Now you're going to go inside the house with you 10 years in the future as they show you around. So as you walk in, notice what's there. Notice the light. Notice what's around you. Do you see a fireplace? Do you see a very spacious place? Do you have bookshelves? Is there a kitchen? Notice everything in the house as you, 10 years in the future, gives you a tour of the house. Notice your bedroom. What does it look like? Notice any pictures on the walls. Notice anything that you have there. Things that you love. Things that you've surrounded yourself with. Notice if there's any other people there. What are they like? Who have you invited into your home 10 years in the future after making all the right choices and decisions? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What is the experience of you being there with yourself 10 years in the future? Now you and your future self are going to take seats across from each other and to have a talk. And as you sit there, looking at yourself as you are 10 years in the future, in this perfect life that you've created, exactly the life you wanted, you're going to ask your future self a question. It can be any question you want to ask. It can be, how did you get here? It can be, what do I need to know? Any question you want to ask, because your future self has already done it. He's already lived it, already made the choices. She's already lived it, already made the choices. He or she. That brought them to that particular wonderful experiential place, the home they live in. They've already made all those choices. So they have your answers. So go ahead and ask a question that you want to know the answer to. And I'll give you a minute to ask that question and consider the answer. Okay, you've got your answer? Okay. So go ahead and look around the room again. And we're about to go. So say anything you need to say to your future self. Say goodbye to anybody you need to say goodbye to, because we're going to be leaving. Take your time. Notice anything else you want to notice. And then we're going to start slowly moving out. Walking out the door. Back out into the surrounding environment. Notice anything else that's there on the outside if you like. We're about to be leaving. Say goodbye to anything you want to say goodbye to for now, knowing that you will be back soon. Knowing that you're on your way. Because as you work your way back, you know that it's already who you are and where you're going to be. And it's who you are already. So walk out into the environment, whatever it is, whether it be the beach or the city or the mountains, wherever it is, a lake, river, wherever. And then go back to the place where you first landed, and then imagine that beam of light, that colored beam of light that brought you to this planet 10 years in the future. And you're going to start traveling back up that colored beam of light, back out into space where you were before. So you start up the beam and you look back and you notice everything behind you, whether there be any trees or water or sand or buildings, whatever it is. You're moving out, 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 further and further away as the geography gets smaller and smaller. And then you begin to see the line on the outside of the planet. And then the planet becomes smaller and smaller. And you're moving further and further away, back out into space, until the planet is far, far away, like a quarter. And you're there, out in space again. And now notice how you feel this time, as you're out there in space. How does it feel to be out there? Just notice that feeling. Now you're going to look back at Earth today, where it's still sitting there waiting for you to come back, and you are going to imagine that first beam of light with the color that you gave it, and you're going to start heading back down towards Earth today again. So you see Earth way out there looking like a little quarter out in space, and you start moving towards it. As it moves towards you, it gets bigger and bigger, coming closer and closer to you. And you become closer and closer until it gets really big right in front of you. You can see the line on the edge of the planet, and then you're moving closer and closer, and you see all the geography, and you're getting closer and closer, moving further and further down, and you begin to see the place where you are sitting there thinking in your mind, whether it's the trees or the city or whatever buildings are around, whatever geography there is. You're going to move towards the rooftop of where you are, where you're sitting now. You're going to keep coming down that beam of light through the roof, back into wherever it is you are, whether you're sitting or lying down. You're going to bring your attention, your mind, your mental visualization back down into yourself and see yourself where you are sitting or laying right now. Now take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out, and be in yourself, knowing that you are back on Earth today, seeing yourself, being with yourself from inside, noticing how it feels to breathe in your body. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And now, how does it feel back here since you've had the knowing of where you're going and where you're going to be in that beautiful place in the future after you've made all the right decisions and taken all the right actions for yourself to create that beautiful life for yourself? How does it feel to be here now? Do you feel excitement? Do you feel optimism? Are you ready to get started? How does it feel to have had that experience of knowing that that's where your life is going? Knowing that you're going to be creating that now. Now remember the question that you asked your future self, and remember the answer that your future self gave you. Now what I'd like you to do is imagine some kind of a name that you can refer to your future self as. Maybe a name that's the essence of the experience that you're going to have in that life. You can give it any name, and the name can change as you fill in any more information about creating that life. So now, as you live life here in the now, you're already going to know that that's who you are as you're moving towards that. And you can visit that place anytime you want in your mind, anytime you want to go there and hang out and ask your future self some questions. You can go there, and that space is going to be exactly what you need that space to be, exactly what you want that space to be, exactly the experience that you want. And you can visit it anytime. Your future self always welcomes you to come and visit and hang out and find new information and fill in new things that you want to color that world with. Sights and sounds and smells, experiences. That world is waiting for you to say yes to it. So say yes to it now. This is who you are. And now that you know it's waiting for you, you just make all the right choices and all the right decisions. And you'll learn and grow as you make choices and decisions. And you'll course correct. And you'll keep moving towards exactly where you want to be as you're learning and growing about how to make decisions, about what decisions to make, about who to bring into your life and what to bring into your life as you're moving towards that beautiful life. Take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. And you know that you are the champion. Champion yourself.